I talk a lot about being as a sort of what's fundamental about everything that appears, everything that seems to be here, all this seeming complexity and the multiplicity, the diversity of everything, and that it all is in its essence, in its fundamental, its fundamental nature is that it is, that it exists, its beingness. And I just want to invite you to feel a sense of being right now, the being of you, the being of everything that's here, the being of the moment, its presence, its existence, just feeling that. We're always feeling that, of course. Just appreciating this quality of being, of the simple feeling of being. It's so simple. So basic, so fundamental. Maybe that's part of how it is that we overlook it often and sort of scoot right past it. It's so simple and so all-pervading and so subtle at the same time. And just feeling that simple subtlety of being. The being of you, the being of the world. Feel the inclusivity of being, how nothing ever departs from being. Nothing ever splits itself off from this field of being that's here and becomes something else other than being. Everything is being. Everything that appears is, right? That's its being. Every momentary perception is, that's its being. Just feeling that simple presence of being, of everything. Now that word being, like all words, refers to something, right? It's the words that we use seem to indicate or refer to or point to something, right? There's the tree, there's the computer, there's my cup of water, and there's being. Here is being. And it's interesting how it works this way, where it's like the reality that we are hears the word and then goes to whatever it is we imagine that word refers to. We go to the feeling of being, this feeling of aliveness. So feeling is being, what that word is referring to. And notice that, yes, the word being refers to something, this feeling of being, but it doesn't define being, does it? It doesn't actually tell us anything about being, the word. But it's pointing to something, feeling being. What are we feeling? The word doesn't tell us what we're feeling. So we must use something other than language to discover what being is, the essence of everything. And we can discover the essence of being, what being is, by simply feeling it, exploring being. I just invite you to do that, to feel whatever that word being refers to, just feel that. we're feeling something, aren't we? It's palpable. Being, it's in one sense isn't subtle at all. It's being, it's the isness. It's here, isn't it? But what it is subtle beyond subtle. It's ungraspable, isn't it? What is being constituted of? What is the substance of being? What makes being being? Those are questions, but feel your way into those questions. Feel what this is, to know what it is, and discover its pure, unknowable, mysterious nature. Subtle, beyond subtle, beyond subtle, what it is. There's no bottom to that, to the question, to the answer of that question. It's just like falling through this well of being. But we are the well of being, so there's no one falling through being. We are being. Everything is being. I mean, just look, let reality show you that, show you the truth that there's only being. For everywhere you may seem to travel in experience, what do you find? You find something. No matter what that something is described as, it is. This is what I mean by you always find being. Everywhere you go, you find being. You never find anything but being. Limitless expanse of being that includes everything, that is everything, and nothing ever departs from being. It's never absent. And we can never have more of it. By having yet another experience is not going to give us more being, because being is already here. This mystery of being, the mystery of everything, fathomless mystery. That shows up as all this stuff that we seem to know what it is. And we have all these names for it and all the ways we can describe it and seem to make sense of how this is here and it's related to this and it's interacting with this, and like the complexity and elaborations. But what's fundamentally there is the life of all of that elaboration, the beingness of it all, and what that is, what life is, what being is pure, unresolvable mystery. The basis of everything, pure mystery. We already have it. We already are it. It's never absent. Nothing is required in order for this to be here, because this is everything. It's unconditioned by circumstance, unconditioned by experience, unconditioned by event, because it is the basis of all situations, all circumstances, all events, all experience. Notice again how nothing ever splits off and removes itself from being. Nothing ever escapes. You know how the rocket ship can escape the gravitational field and fly off into space. Nothing can escape the gravitational field of being and fly off into something else. It never Being never leaves itself, it always is itself. Nothing is split off or divided from being. It's undivided, and we can never experience anything but the undivided. That's all we're ever experiencing, undivided being. Appearing as all the division and separation, certainly, but fundamentally undivided, inseparable being. Feel again the mystery, the subtlety of it, the palpable presence of it, but the ungraspable nature of it as to what it is. This pure being. Already here, already accomplished. Whether it's being noticed, we could say, as we're sort of bringing attention to it, or seemingly unnoticed. Of course, when it's unnoticed and attention is somewhere other than explicitly focusing on this beingness of everything, and attention is off somewhere else, you could say, elaborating about something, contemplating something, seemingly lost in some description about something. Is that not also being? Appearing as that, being that. See, there's no escaping being. But there seems to be something quite liberating, we could say, and immensely enjoyable about seeing this, seeing that everything is being. Feels like some return to sanity, return to some home that we never actually left, the home of everything, of each moment, the centerless center of everything, just pure being.